Got it. I tightened and shaped your story into a YouTube-friendly narration, trimmed to roughly a 12-minute read. I removed full stops and used commas instead. I kept the voice casual and cinematic so it flows well for a narrator. Here's the script ready to record. You ever have that one moment where your whole life pivots on a single sound? The kind of small, ordinary noise that suddenly rearranges everything. That was me last Tuesday night at about 10:30 p.m. I'm Julian, 32. I run a handyman business. I drive a truck that's seen better decades. And up until that night, I was engaged to Marissa, the person I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. Spoiler, I was wrong, massively wrong. She turned out to be the punchline to a joke I didn't know I was telling. We renovated our bathroom together 6 months ago. She insisted on subway tiles because they were Pinterest-worthy. I was brushing my teeth. The electric toothbrush she got me for Christmas buzzing like a dying leaf blower, jaw vibrating as if I'd boxed a jackhammer. The bathroom door cracked open enough for sound to travel, and then I heard her giggle, that light teenage giggle, like prom night excitement filtered through a speakerphone. She was on speaker with her friends. "Oh my God, you guys," she was saying. "I totally invited Derek to the Bachelorette tomorrow night." Derek, the ex from college with the motorcycle and the tattoos. The name landed like a brick through a window. He was the guy she dated for 3 years before me. The one she always called a friend when his name came up. The one who liked every single one of her Instagram posts within minutes. Coincidence or red flag, pick your poison. And then she said, what tipped the whole thing over? I shaved everywhere today, like everywhere. Smoother than a baby dolphin. The girls on the line exploded laughing. I froze mid-brush, toothpaste foam tasting suddenly like betrayal. 8 years of birthdays, holidays, splitting bills, planning future things, sounding now like rehearsed props in a play I didn't know I was in. I looked in the mirror, and for the first time in decades, I saw a stranger, not because my face changed, but because the story I'd been living in just folded up like it had never meant anything. You've got two choices in moments like that. Storm out swinging, Hulk style, create a scene that ends with sirens and unwanted headlines, or keep your mouth closed and plan. My dad taught me the second choice. He said quiet men are dangerous men. Revenge is cold and precise, so I smiled, the wrong smile. The kind of smile that would have made Machiavelli proud. I let the night sleep on the plan. At 5:30 a.m., I was awake with a head full of ideas and a heart sharp with clarity. She still snored beside me, hair a post-storm tornado. Mouth open in that deceptively attractive way, I slipped out and went to work. Except this time my job wasn't fixing faucets. It was assembling evidence and strategy. I opened my laptop. Facebook the weapon. Relationship status flipped from engaged to single. That was the appetizer, then I posted single and loving it. I took a selfie with our cast iron pan held like a weapon. Captioned something theatrical. I hit post at 6:42 a.m., made coffee like a regular human, and watched the little town explode in notifications. Friends, family, messages from people I hadn't heard from in years. My buddy Louise texted in 5 minutes, "Dude, you just broke up with Marissa before the wedding, savage or insane?" I'm here for it. By 7, it was trending locally. Screenshots flew in, the social feed filled with proof. One of Carter's girlfriends had screenshots of Marissa's salon stories. Hashtags like dark bachelorette party and a special someone and that kissy emoji. I saved everything like receipts in a shoebox. Amateur evidence became a dossier as the morning wore on. Carter pulled up with bagels and popcorn energy. He is my best friend since 12, dramatic, and precisely the kind of person who turns disaster into communal entertainment. He swiped through screenshots of Marissa's stories, spa selfies, mirror bathrobe shots tagged are smooth or ready for anything. A drunk selfie from some hotel with the caption about an ex texting back. I almost threw up, he laughed, because that's what the best friends do. He showed me Derek's check-ins, hotel receipts, even a leather jacket purchase that he charged on a maxed-out card. Derek's profile said hotel downtown, some coy caption about being worth the wait. Carded on social media like trophies of a plan, Carter and I built a running tally. The town's mom group fell into it like a conspiracy network. Screenshots bounced from phone to phone like baseball cards. This wasn't private anymore. It was public, and it was exactly the evidence I needed. I called Darius. My old army buddy, private security kind of guy. He showed up the next morning with a manila folder thick as a phone book. His grin said he'd dug dirt and found gold. He handed over receipts, credit card charges, phone records, hotel invoices, explicit texts, the kind of messages you don't want in your worst nightmares. Darius said Derek was broke, record issues, DUIs and domestic disturbances, motorcycle repossessed, rent unpaid, basically a walking stack of red flags. And the best part, he was running the same play on other women. Pattern established, systematized. I was not unique. I was not the first, but I had the receipts to prove it. And when you have that kind of proof, you can do one of two things: hide it or show it. I chose to show it. Deliberately, publicly, fully Sunday came. Operation Breakfast in Bed was born. I prepped a tray with military precision, but instead of eggs and coffee, the centerpiece was a small white envelope with a Post-it inside. My handwriting neat, message surgical. Hope he likes you. I carried the tray like a crown, set it in her lap, watched her read and go through the 5 phases of shock: confusion, panic, anger, and then recognition. I said it calmly. The wedding's off. I gave her until Tuesday to pack. I left. And for the first time in years, I felt something like relief. Justice tastes oddly. Like cold coffee and triumph, by noon my Facebook post had become local viral content. The diner, the barber, the church ladies, everyone had screenshots and opinions. Social media did what it does best and turned private disaster into public theater. By the time the bachelor party should have been underway, Carter had turned the whole thing into a roast and celebration. The bar cheered when I walked in. Guys who were supposed to toast my marriage toasted instead my escape. We laughed, we drank, we made t-shirt designs. Sometimes community becomes refuge, and that night I felt it. The solidarity of friends who refused to let you get played Monday. The town fair was prime stage for Operation Full Disclosure. Family after family, the bake sale ladies, the cotton candy crowds, all were perfect targets for proximity sharing. I used AirDrop like an old-time town crier, curated packet of evidence, screenshots, receipts, texts, Derek's check-ins. I walked the fair like a man delivering a performance. One AirDrop at a time, the reaction was instantaneous. Stunned faces, gasps, whispered commentary. The bake sale table turned into a gossip hub. The church ladies passed phones like evidence in a trial. People who'd pretended not to notice suddenly noticed everything. The ripples spread. By midday, the fair was buzzing and you could feel the energy. The kind that happens when a secret becomes a headline. Then Derek showed up. Of course he did. The motorcycle rebel minus the bike, goatee scraggly, leather jacket in 80-degree heat. Awkward and small, he arrived as the crowd closed in like gravity. Marissa's support group evaporated until she stood alone with one loyal friend. The air was polite but heavy, like a family waiting for the season finale. Then she stormed me, furious. "You ruined my reputation!" she yelled. The ring toss guy paused. People gathered. I answered calmly. "You rented out your reputation by the hour." The crowd loved the line. Betty Walsh shouted, "Burn!" The applause rolled through the fair like thunder. Marissa ran. Derek fled. The spectacle concluded with them disappearing into their own choices. The town cheered me like an accidental hero, and I realized something simple. Public truth has a peculiar power that private apologies don't match. Weeks later, dust settled. Marissa moved out taking handbags and new phone numbers. She tried a narrative about toxic relationships and healing. Too late, the receipts were out. The town had already chosen its story. My handyman business boomed because apparently people like hiring the guy who staged his own relationship cleanup with style. I ate cereal for dinner when I wanted. I watched sports without commentary about emotional labor. I left my tools on the floor and no one policed it. Freedom felt like a small luxury, and I squeezed it until it fit. Here's the awkward little moral of this mess. Sometimes the best revenge isn't a movie sequence of elaborate payback. Sometimes it's simple transparency. Sometimes it's the courage to stop being played and to make sure the people around you see the truth too. You don't need to ruin anyone to defend yourself. You just need receipts, clarity, and friends who will stand beside you and laugh at the ridiculousness of the human heart when it misbehaves. So, yeah. There won't be a wedding, but there is freedom. And honestly, I'll take that over a honeymoon practice run with a discount Romeo any day. Sometimes the story ends with powdered sugar and public vindication. Sometimes it ends with a mug that says "World's Luckiest Ex-Fiancée," and sometimes that's enough to start over. New toolbox, new schedule, no more walking on eggshells, life goes on, and you learn to spot the red flags earlier. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this little saga, hit like and subscribe.